welcome to the Geeking Poetic podcast channel.
On this channel, we have shows and segments that contain adult humor,
bad language, dirty jokes,
and other stuff that is strictly for mature audiences only.
So if you're too young or too sensitive for this kind of material, then please do not watch our channel or our videos.
This channel is not for you.
Thanks much.
And now, on with the show! About to fall over. And welcome everybody to Geeking Poetic channel. I'm one of your hosts, Larry Roberts. This Battlestar over here to my right.
I hope not.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I probably shouldn't call you that since things didn't work out real well for Battlestar.
No, I don't want that same fate. But my name's Megan Guess.
Yeah,
I'll go with that for now.
Yeah, this is Megan Guess over here. And we are talking about, if you don't already know, obviously, I'm sure you know, we're talking about what?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5.
Yep, 5. We're almost at the end. This is, what do they call it, the penultimate episode.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're almost at the end because it seems like there's still
so much to do still.
Yeah, there's a lot of story yet to tell. I don't know how they're going to wrap it up. I mean,
we said the same thing with WandaVision. How are they going to wrap this up in one episode? I don't get it.
Yeah, well, and they didn't.
And I don't think they will here either.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so this episode was titled Truth. And, yeah, that's... a
lot of truths going around there.
Yeah, a lot of truth, a lot of twisting of the truth that went on in this one.
True.
It definitely deals with that subject matter in general. Speaking of the subject matter, real quick, as always, I want to let you know, if you don't read, the title and description and stuff, you need to know that we are going to get into this pretty deeply, so there will be spoilers. Yes, as always, spoilers. But we're not going to do a total episode recap. We've been going kind of long with these things.
Yeah,
so
let's cut it brief this time.
I think
we're cutting us off at the knees.
Ouch. First of all, let's talk about the so-called Captain, John Walker. So, it starts out with him literally and metaphorically running
away from his problems, because that ever works.
No, that definitely doesn't work. Well, I think he was also trying to get away from the crowd, trying to get away from especially Bucky and Sam.
Well, that didn't work.
No, they caught up with him real quick. And it was just interesting. I really liked that whole sequence because I have to admit, this episode, while it did enforce more of like, man, this guy's really fucked up and, he's got more bad things coming to him and everything, I did feel a little bad for John Walker in this episode.
Did you?
Yeah, because I think that one of the truths that it sort of brought out, because everything was talking about hard truths, and one of the hard truths is that he is a product of what he was made to be, and he yelled that when later on he's brought to task
for the truth. You can't handle the truth.
It was very much like that in the courtroom scene. Yeah, when he gets to the court and, they're not even letting him talk. They're just like, oh, we're stripping you of everything. You're not even going to get your, veteran benefits. None of that.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that was a little harsh.
Totally humiliate you. And he's like, you made me. You made me this way. Like, all these things. The only thing that he did wrong was that he did it in front of the public. That's it.
You can't do that.
No, and I get it.
That's a big no-no.
I get it, but the problem is that, like he's like, look, I mean, to be fair, the man just lost his best friend, possibly his only friend in the world other than his wife. I mean, he's got that super soldier serum going through his veins. Like,
that's where he fucked up too. That was his fault.
That was definitely his fault. And what's interesting is you get the impression that they didn't know he took the super soldier serum.
I don't think anybody knows he took it.
No. Oh, well,
I don't think his wife knows.
No. I know. And I'm like, oh, shit. So again, what's interesting is in the court, he starts talking about, he's basically laying out the truth, the hard and brutal truth. And of course, the government's just like, no.
That's not what we wanted.
No. We have to put up the false bullshit face that's not what we wanted, even though we fucking all know that's what they wanted. But they can't have it public. So he gets disgraced and humiliated. And then he's basically lying to his wife now. So there's no truth to him. He's telling his wife as well as Lamar's family that he killed the man.
The person that did it. No, he didn't.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
He had me second guessing myself. I was like, no, that wasn't who killed her, right?
No, and he knows that it wasn't.
He's just trying to justify himself.
He's trying to justify himself, and he's also trying to deal with the guilt that she got away.
For now.
And I think it was his unbridled rage, because that was kind of my question at the end of the last episode, too, is I was like, fucking Carly's standing right there.
Yeah, why didn't he go after her?
Yeah, why didn't he just go after her? I'm guesstimating that it was just that he was in such a blind rage.
He saw movement and ran for it.
Well, yeah, he just went after the first one that was, there and everything. Obviously we've known that he's unstable.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's shown that from almost
beginning.
Yeah, almost day one. But I think we're seeing how now, just like Lamar said to him, the serum brings out you. It brings out even...
It's already there.
Right, even more of you. And unfortunately, you, in terms of John Walker, is a very unstable, fragile person. And this just...
crack nut.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And this is just making it so much worse. And one of the interesting things about his story is that we got introduced to a new character.
Yeah, she's a little weird. Another odd nut.
Yeah, and it was played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Nobody knew this was coming. Nobody saw that coming.
No hints or anything?
No, I
Really?
didn't know anything about it. I'm familiar with the character, and I'll try to get this right. It is Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
We call her Val, but not to her face.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to call her Val in this, so sorry, Contessa, but we're calling you Val.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually a character that's been around for years. So Val, Contessa Val, was introduced by story artist, writer Jim Steranko back in, late 1960s in Strange Tales Comics, which was where S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury first started.
Okay.
He, as well as Doctor Strange, both made their first appearances in Strange Tales Comics. I love Strange Tales. I collect it. So we're talking, this is a character going all the way back to the Silver Age, which is really cool. And she comes in and basically, in her typical Julia Louis-Dreyfus fashion, kind of fast-talking, sassy sort of thing, lets him know that she knows everything. She knows he took the serum. She knows he doesn't have the shield, because that's the other thing. The government
Doesn't seem to know, yeah.
Yeah, said, give us back that shield, and they don't know that he doesn't have that shield. Bucky and Falcon took that shield away from his ass. So that was interesting, too, that he didn't fess up about that. But she ends up letting him know that she knows all about him and everything he's done. She's apparently...
Psychic?
Yeah, no, I don't
See it
think...
all?
Well, no, she's not psychic. What I think is going on here is the fact that in the comic books, she is affiliated with S.H.I.E.L.D., more importantly, she's affiliated with Nick Fury. She's actually his former lover.
Mm.
Now, whether they're gonna,
La.
whether they're gonna make that a thing in this, I don't know. It's entirely possible she's still working for Nick Fury, because all through this, we don't know where the fuck he is. Apparently, still up on a ship with a bunch of Skrulls. But one thing I want to bring up that I know you don't know, a lot of people out there may not know about Contessa Val, is that at one point she actually turns out to be Madam Hydra, so she's like a double agent kind of thing. This character's gone through all sorts of different iterations, but another thing that's very interesting is at one point they find out, or Nick Fury finds out, that the Contessa that he's been dealing with is not her, it's actually a Skrull.
I was just gonna say she's a fucking Skrull, isn't she?
Well,
God damn it.
And then that gets into the whole Secret Invasion storyline. Now, here's the thing. We know Secret Invasion is going to be a thing in the MCU. So, are they going to do it that way? Are they going to have it so that she turns out to actually be a Skrull? Who knows, Basically, she's propositioning Walker to basically being
come to the dark side.
Yeah, or some side. We don't know what side it is, but telling him, like, there are other uses for you than just being Captain America. So
Because even her card that she gave had nothing on it, but once I was black and once I was white, choose the good or the bad side.
that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Which
Yeah.
side's he going to go to?
Right. Yeah. So they just left it at that. And she says basically, like, don't call me, I'll call you kind of thing.
Yeah, he has the phone when I call.
We did get something of a story arc completion, so to speak. We know there's more coming for him, for Zemo.
He's got to be in the next Panther movie.
I'm thinking there's got to be more to it. Well, we talked about in the last episode the whole fact of, like, he might become part of, like, a proposed Thunderbolts team thing, since in the comic books, Zemo is the leader of this pseudo superhero team that turns out to actually be a bunch of villains. Who knows? I think it's very interesting that when he gets taken away by all the Wakandan guards and everything, that they mentioned that they're taking him to the Raft. Now, the Raft is that prison where they kept Falcon and Ant-Man and all of them, and when they captured them at the end of Civil War. And then Tony goes there and he kind of lets them out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's that whole deal at the Raft. So the thing is at the Raft is where they keep all these special prisoners and stuff like that. So who else is at the Raft besides Zemo? Is Abomination there from the Hulk movie, the big Tim Roth's character? Are there any of the other possible villains that we've encountered in the past, like Goliath or Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp? Did they get caught? Because they're technically criminals. I hate to say it, but they are. And there's all these different people that could factor into this. I don't know if we've seen the last of Zemo.
I don't think we have. I hope not.
I thought it was pretty cool that he got caught it's like he got away and then he got found at the Sokovian.
He told him where he's going.
Yeah, he basically let him know where he was going. And that's the thing. It's like Zemo doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want to be imprisoned. So for him to just be there and let that all happen the way it did,
It's too easy.
yeah, there's a plan there. There's a whole plan with that. As far as other characters with plans, for me, the biggest question mark, and I know you care a lot about this because she's your fave, is what the hell is going on with Sharon Carter? What do you think she's up to?
I'm torn.
Okay.
So I'm not talking to you and everything. I don't know if she's the actual power broker. I'm
Right.
kind of wondering either Fury. Nick Fury is a power broker, and she's working for him.
Right.
Or whoever this power broker is, she's working for him, playing this whole double agent thing, where she's going to put a whole wrench in the works.
Right.
She's working for him as long as it works for her.
Right. Well, but here's the other thing. So we know that she's affiliated with the power broker in some way, shape, or form. Okay, we know that. But so far, we've seen her playing all these different sides. She's been helping out Bucky and Falcon. But then we find out that she's the one that actually released Georges Batroc, the French...
badass in the plane?
Badass, yeah, terrorist-y guy, whatever the hell he is, that we saw at the beginning of the season. And
Is
then
there a snake on a plane?
Yeah, he's a real snake on the plane. Yeah. Where's Nick Fury to say, get this motherfucking snake off my motherfucking plane? Anyway, sorry. The point is, we saw him at the beginning of the season, and we know him as the guy that captured the boat at the beginning of Winter Soldier, which we also come to find out that was a whole S.H.I.E.L.D. operative thing that happened then, too, where supposedly they had hired him to do that and set up this whole phony baloney thing. I don't know. It's all really confusing when it gets to all this espionage stuff. But we find out that she's the one that has gotten him off a couple times. She said she got him out of the prison and all that kind of stuff in Algeria. So it's like, oh, okay, what's she got going on with this guy? And then we find out that she's getting him out so that he can go and hook up with Carly and the Flag Smashers. And he's going there with this whole, like, I just want to kill the Falcon thing. I don't care about your revolution. I just want to kill the Falcon, which he may want to do. But my thing is if Sharon's working for the power broker and the power broker keeps going, messaging and threatening Carly and them saying, like, I'm going to find you and get your asses, then why would the power broker and Sharon be sending somebody to help Carly and the Flag Smashers. And he gave them all those, whatever it was, some looked like grenades and some kind of high-tech stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that Sharon is actually trying to help the Flag Smashers, or is it like a manipulation kind of thing?
I don't think she's trying to help them. I think it's a manipulation, trying to put them on one spot
Like
to be
planted.
taken down at one time.
Right. Maybe the stuff that George gave them was like faulty.
Maybe.
Or maybe it does some other thing. And maybe it helps to track them.
Could be. That's how they find them. Well, they know where they are.
Well, yeah, they know where they are now, because the last we saw of the whole Flag Smasher thing is that they interfered with that summit meeting thing to decide if they're going to put through that new act that's going to expatriate all the refugees and stuff. Yeah, that's, they left us hanging on a cliffhanger of what's going to happen with that.
So many cliffhangers. I'm not okay with this.
Well, but the other thing is, the other person who now knows and figured out where they are that we saw is Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam is obviously going to be on his way there. Sam has had a lot to deal with, man. Poor Sam. He's got, talk about the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Seriously.
So he gets the shield back, and now he's got to accept the fact that he's stuck with this shield. It's his duty to protect the shield and what it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
He goes and visits Isaiah Bradley, has a real serious talk with him. We get to hear the whole story about Isaiah Bradley that we talked about. I won't reiterate all of it because we talked about it in a past episode about what his whole story was, and it's a tragic story based a lot of reality about what they did to our African-American soldiers back during and after World War II. Sam has to deal with the weight of that knowledge on his shoulders because, Isaiah basically puts it right to him and says, like, not only is it going to be tough, if not impossible, to get the public to accept a black Captain America, but you should ask yourself, do you really
want to be that?
Want to be that guy? Will you self-respecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, after everything they've put us through, do you want to do that and everything? And I mean, that's a super fucking valid point, unfortunately. So he's got that to deal with. He decides, you know what? I'm just going to take a break. I got to go home and deal with my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
He goes back and sees his sister and the nephews, and they got to work on the boat. I love what they did with that whole thing with Bucky showing up.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was one of my favorite parts of the whole show.
Yeah.
And the three-way fight in the beginning.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
I was gonna save that for last.
Okay.
So yeah, I loved the whole kind of feel-good montage thing they did with Bucky and Sam putting the boat together, working on stuff together. Some great humor, which this series needs, because the last couple episodes, have been pretty heavy. But it does get into a lot of like come to realization moments and stuff. They have some really serious talks.
Truths.
Yeah, more truths where Bucky is made to realize by Sam that it's like, you're not making amends for your crimes and, problems of your past. You're just avenging it.
Mm-hmm.
You still need to really make amends. I thought that was really cool the way they summed all that up, because other than from the first episode, that had just been kind of hanging in the ether there.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved how they had him on the couch this time. He wasn't on the floor when he woke up. That's progress.
That's interesting. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that. Very good catch there. That is progress, yeah. Because, and I think, and it was showing like comfort, that he felt comfortable there and everything. He was getting along with the family. He kept flirting with Sam's sister, which Sam was not happy about. I thought that was really funny.
That was cute.
And we're seeing like a true friendship really
begin to blossom.
Yeah, exactly.
The therapist would be so proud of them.
The therapist would be proud of them. I hope before the end of this,
please bring her back.
We get like maybe at the very end or something, we get another therapist session or something, that would be really cool. But yeah, and it's awesome. We've seen, just in these 5 episodes, we've seen a lot go on with Bucky and seen a lot more sides to him and everything. And I'm really happy with what they've done with that.
I'm really loving him.
And Sam, Sam's had a lot to deal with, and I really love where it ended up with him, where it's like he realizes that he's got all these influences. He's got Isaiah saying like, don't don't do it, don't accept it, fuck the government. He's got people like Bucky sitting there saying, hey, you got to go after these people and you can't have mercy on them because it seems like they're beyond retribution, you know, they're beyond saving. You know, you've got his sister saying you should be worrying about what's going on here at home. This is your family. Like, he's got all these things, and Sam's just trying to, like, work it all out and figure out, like, I'm not going to do what anybody else tells me to do. I'm going to do what I feel is the right thing to do, which is to take care of everything, but I'm going to do it my way.
Right. He's going to be the new Captain America. And I loved how his nephews kind of like idolizing him for stepping up. And when he went running around the house.
Yeah.
And they yelled, Uncle Sam.
Oh, right. Uncle Sam.
Yeah, I didn't even catch it. I was like, he's like the new Uncle Sam.
He's the new Uncle Sam, like in terms of the patriotic character.
Yeah.
It's fucking true. And there's no reason why he shouldn't be
He absolutely should be.
I think that in the MCU and in the real world, I think Sam and Falcon, I think he's a beloved character, and a lot of people recognize that he's a good man and he's the right man for the job.
He's absolutely the perfect man for the job.
You know,
to get them into their new era where they need to go, because he sees both sides.
Right. He's not, you know, not John Walker, not Bucky, although Bucky admits he's not the right man for the job. You know, not Bucky, not even Isaiah Bradley. You know, bless him. I mean, he just, unfortunately, bad situation, and, you know, dealing with the things he dealt with and everything. It's like he's a
little jaded, too jaded now.
Jaded and broken man, you know. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are hanging in the balance. I mean, Falcon's wings got destroyed in the battle, that three-way battle you brought up earlier between he and Bucky and Captain John Walker. That was a hell of a battle, man. When Walker ripped those wings off Falcon, I was like, oh hell no. I mean, like that was so symbolic, you know, in so many ways, and everything. That was an incredible battle, just brutal. Probably one of the most knockdown, drag out kind of battles.
Seriously, literally knockdown, drag out.
And the thing that I thought was interesting is that fight rivaled the fight at the end of Civil War between Bucky, Captain America, and Iron Man. It's very similar in the way they were, you know, the three of them like going at it, but just now obviously it's Falcon and Bucky against Captain America, quote unquote, and everything. Yeah, you know, I think it's really cool the way they're doing parallel things. And like I've seen other people online saying the interesting thing about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, same with WandaVision, is that everything that's happened since the snap and the blip, it's like the world has become completely flipped upside down. It's like people that are heroes are now villains, and people that are villains are turning out to possibly be heroes. And you know, there's all sorts of like flip-flops, you know, going on here. And where it's all going is interesting. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up that the other cliffhanger thing that we all want to know is what's in the case.
Seriously. Oh, why couldn't we just get a glimpse?
Yeah, because Bucky ends up presenting Sam with a case that he got from the Wakandans, a favor he called in for something. We know it's some kind of tech, you know, assuming like it's some kind of new wings, or is it just an all-new costume, or what the hell is it that they made for Sam? But that look on his face when he opened it, he kind of raised his eyebrows, kind of like, whoa. It's like, oh, shit, I can't wait to see what this is going to be. So we'll
kill or whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, because his old wings now are in the possession of Torres, so.
Yeah.
And we don't know what that's. I'm not even going to comment. We don't know what's going on still with that guy. He's supposedly friend, but he
still seems a little fishy to me.
Yeah. Although he does wind up being the new Falcon in the comic books. So.
Time will tell, I guess.
Yeah.
As always.
Time will tell. And with that, time will tell. That's about it. That's all we're going to say. We're going to have so much to talk about when it comes to the final episode. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I'm pretty excited about it.
You want to know what I'm really excited about?
Sure.
Did you hear about the picture that Sebastian Stan posted to his Instagram? Went viral?
No.
It's really nice.
What is it?
His butt.
Oh, for crying out loud. I thought it was going to be like he posted some revealing thing about like, old
It
Captain
was very
America is gonna be-
revealing.
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Oh.
I'm sure there's a bunch of you out there that are very excited about Sebastian Stan's butt. So
I think he was promoting his new movie coming out, so.
I see. Okay. Well, if you're into Bucky butt, then reach out to Megan and
I'm a big fan.
she'll direct you in the right direction.
This is very nice.
But for the rest of you, we will be back next week sometime after the episode is out. We're going to try to do it as quickly as possible and wrap it all up, so to speak. So,
Nice pretty bow.
yeah, we'll see. I don't know how pretty the bow is going to be.
Not going to be very pretty.
No,
I'm going to be
it's
very
not.
frustrated. I already know it.
Yeah, I have a feeling I will be too. We'll see. As always, we want to know your comments and your thoughts. We appreciate your likes, your subscriptions, your shares, all that. Join us in the Geeking Squad group on Facebook. It's a free, open group to join. Just
Don't be an asshole.
exactly. Don't be a John Walker. Be a Sam Wilson.
Yes.
And then you'll just get along great with all of us in there. And we want to know your thoughts, so post them below. And we'll be back soon. Take it easy, everybody.
Later, guys.
Bye.